Hi, friends. Welcome back to Midlife Clarity, your place to pause, reflect, and rediscover the meaning in the beautiful chaos of life. Today, I want to talk about something we rarely think about it consciously, how the stories we tell to ourselves shape the way we experience life. You see, our memories aren't just frozen in time, they are living narratives, stories that evolve every time we recall them. The same memory can either make us smile or make us feel pain, depending on how we choose to narrate it. So, let me take you down to one of my favorite memory lanes, back to the final year of college. During the semester break of my final year, I and some of my friends decided to go on a trip. Given all of us were pretty broke, our best option was a beach town 3 hours away from the university called Pondicherry. The plan was to leave on Friday afternoon and come back Sunday morning. I probably mentioned that we were broke. Well, not entirely true. I think we were pretty selective as to what is important on a boys' trip. The comfort, not at all. After all, we are tough and young. So we decided we'll stay in a hotel on Friday night. And well, for Saturday, who needs a hotel? We have an entire town to explore, anyways. And how we are going to explore that? We'll be renting scooters. So there were six of us, and three of us could drive a scooter. Well, isn't that perfect? On so we had everything set up. Scooters were booked, and they were ready to be picked up as soon as we reach hotels. As planned, we left on Friday afternoon on a bus. But by then, we already had our first casualty. Only five of us boarded the bus. The sixth guy, he fell sick. But even worse, he was one of the person who could drive the scooter. So someone had to step up and learn how to ride scooter on a fly. And who did that? Yours truly. But why me? Well, it turns out that I had a license. No, let's not overthink. Someone who is from India would know there are ways you can get license. Anyhow, we reached the hotel late afternoon and we picked up the scooter to take it for a spin. I got like a 15-minute pep talk on how to drive from some of the most experienced riders. Others who couldn't drive didn't hesitate to give their share of advice as well. However, we did realize that advice can do so much, so we had a strategy. Me being an inexperienced rider will be driving between these two other scooters. So with the strategy and formation in place, we headed out. Within 15 minutes, the Indian road traffic broke our formation, and I was left behind. I can see my friends disappearing, and I had to catch up with them. So I accelerated. And as soon as I accelerated, I realized when the roads are turning, that's not a great spot to accelerate. That's where you de-accelerate. The amazing drifts I used to pull on racing games didn't really work out in real life. Well, well, nothing too much to worry about because as I got disbalanced, there was this old lady who was walking on the side. And as an instinctive reaction, I pushed her to get a balance of the scooter. And that worked for me, but not so much for that poor old lady. I think I heard some cussing words, but I would consider that as a blessing. After all, in a way, I saved her life because things could have gone way more south. The rest of the day and night went pretty smooth. The next day, we spent time sightseeing and enjoying local delicacy. Then comes the night. The plan was to ride scooter, roam, and hang around the beaches. However, the rain gods had different ideas. It started raining. So we had to take refuge under the shed with some homeless people. At the very start, they were pretty accommodating, but soon enough, one of them got very, very aggressive and he started throwing beer bottles on us and whatever he could grab. We got very afraid and we panicked. So we just ran taking our scooters. Uh, in that moment, we also got drenched very badly. We were cold and we were shivering. But soon enough, the rain subsided and we decided that we'll go to the beach and relax. That's when we also realized that it is illegal to be out after 11 p.m. because the town imposes curfew and we saw the cops patrolling the area. We were too exhausted to run anymore and we decided to just hide behind the rocks that were in the beaches. I think we were pretty lucky to not get caught. At the break of dawn, we returned the scooter, had a change of clothes, and headed back to the university. The bus was dingy, crowded, and smelling of sweat. Still, it was one of the best sleep I ever got. When I look back at the trip, it can easily be seen as a disaster. I was nervous riding, nearly caused an accident, got attacked, got drenched in rain, and even hit from cops. But when I think of it now, it's one of my happiest memories. What changed wasn't the event, it was the narrative. I choose to see it not as a string of misfortunes, but as an adventure, one that tested me, bonded us as friends, and gave me a story to tell. That's the power of perspective. Life isn't a series of perfect events. It's a collection of imperfect moments that we color with meaning. The same scene can be a tragedy or a comedy, depending on how you choose to frame it. So, next time when something goes wrong, pause and ask yourself, what story do I want this moment to become? Because every experience, good or bad, can be transformed by the story you decide to tell. And perhaps that's the real wisdom, not changing our past, but changing how we narrate it. Unless next time, take care of yourself, be kind to your memories. I'll see you guys pretty soon.